there is a chance that you want more from your life, that you are not completely satisfied with where you are right now. Because most of the time, we know what we want from life, we know what our dreams are, but we are so afraid to fail that we do not take action and we just end up being paralyzed. By the end of this video, you will have a different point of view about failure, and you will have tools to overcome your fear of failure and be able to take action to go after what you want in life. And stay until the end of the video because I will give you simple hacks to overcome your fear of failure. Hey guys, it's Michael here. Welcome back on my channel. I'm really glad you're here. And remember, if you would like to receive the best tips on how to overcome your challenges and improve your life day after day, remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I post a video every week. Right, we are all afraid to fail, and in our society it is reinforced by the fact that we are trying to play safe, we are told not to take risks, but the problem with that is to get what you really want in life, you can't just play safe, you have to take risks. You cannot just stay on your couch and stay in your comfort zone. You have to explore, you have to try things. And in this quest, I had to do pretty scary things. I quit my job and went traveling for 1 year in New Zealand. When I came back, I started my entrepreneurial journey. I started my YouTube channel, and that was quite scary as well in the beginning. So I want to share with you what I've discovered while being on my own path, and mainly why you shouldn't be afraid to fail. Okay, let's dive in. I will cover 4 points in order to overcome fear of failure. And the first one is that we are afraid to fail. What I mean by that is that our society tells us and conditions us in a way that we are afraid to fail, because we are told that we must avoid failure. If it happens, it will be painful. You will feel shame. You will have to hide. We say things like, "What if I fail? I will be a loser," and we do not want that. So we are scared. We are scared of failure. And that's why we procrastinate, because we don't want to experience failure. And by the way, if you want to check my video on procrastination, you can check it here. In it, I talk a bit about fear and how it's related to procrastination, so check it out. So we are really taught to fear failure, to be scared of failure, and it's even in the movies, because we see, every hero is supposed to succeed at anything. We expect to learn something, or maybe start a business, or go to a job interview and succeed at the first try. And our failure is just an expectation. It's a wrong expectation. So we treat failure like an end, and we feel bad about it. We feel depressed because not only we failed, but we associate with the failure, and we think we are a failure. If you are familiar with such feelings, just write in the comments below what's your biggest problem right now, what you want to do in your life. You know you have to do, but you are too scared to do it. You are too afraid of failure. Because sometimes just writing it down and telling it can just make you realize that it's not that scary, and you can actually push through. Just let me know in the comments and maybe we can discuss it. Okay, now let's talk about the second point, which is we have to shift our point of view. Because failure is not definitive, it's not final, it's just an illusion. And what I mean by that is that failure, you call it failure because you expected to succeed, your expectations were too high. But actually, failure is just a result. It's just an undesired result. And the good news with that is that if you change your actions, if you learn from it, you can change the result, and you can transform your failure into success. And what it means is that failure is a guide. You can learn from your failure. You hear this everywhere, but it's true. You have a choice. You can either be frustrated or you can learn from it. And a recent example that I've lived is that yesterday I was trying to learn a new chord on guitar, and I was really struggling with it, and I was thinking things like, no, I can't do it. I'm a failure. I will not succeed. And then I realized this, and I decided to, instead of just building negative feelings, I decided to look what I was doing wrong, to see that if I was failing, it was because I was doing something wrong. So I just decided to look at my failure and see what was wrong, and just correct it and change my actions. and it's actually much more enjoyable. So this is the power of switching the word failure to an undesired result, because it gives you back power. It's in your control. So do not be scared to fail, because failure is not your enemy. It's actually your friend, and you need it. To succeed, you absolutely need to fail before. And take the example of a baby who learns to walk. He needs to fail and he needs to fall before learning to walk. And the first time he falls, he doesn't quit. He doesn't say, that's it, I'm a failure, I will never learn to walk. No, he just get up and try again. So we can use this example into our day-to-day lives to remember that failure is just an undesired result, and we have to learn from our failure. We have to use it. Now we know that we shouldn't be afraid to fail. And the third point I want to talk about is that fear is normal. Do not expect to reach a state where you do not feel fear anymore, because fear is absolutely normal and it's natural and it's needed. The whole point is that you can choose, because fear, in one example, maybe if you're staying next to a cliff, it will be helpful, because if you push through your fear, you will fall and you will die. But if you have to start a business, you will maybe you will be afraid to fail, you will be afraid to go bankrupt, but you will, if you go through the fear, you will not die. So you have the power to choose and to go through your fear, but do not expect to be fearless. Finally, I want to give you 5 simple hacks that you can use every time you want to overcome your fear or failure. Okay, so the first one is that you could ask yourself, what could go wrong? What is the worst that could happen? Because by asking you that, you can imagine and plan for something that's very unlikely to happen. But if you feel ready, it will reduce the fear. Okay. The second point is that you can turn fear into excitement, because it has been shown that the physical symptoms of fear are the same as excitement. So instead of going, like, if you have something scary to do, instead of going, oh my God, I'm so scared, I will not make it, just trick your brain and trick your body and just say, I'm excited, because it's the same feelings inside your body. Okay. The third point is that we already talked about it, but it's use every undesired results, your failure, as lessons. Because if you want to succeed at something, you will obviously fail. Like, I remember the story about Edison, who invented the light bulb. He said every failure, and he had to fail more than 900 times to invent the light bulb. And he says that I did not fail 900 times. I just discovered 900 ways to not build a light bulb. So if you want to succeed at something, you will fail. So you might as well use it. Okay. The fourth point is that you should feel proud, because it takes effort and you have to be brave and bold to push through your fear. So every time you do so, just feel proud of yourself. Okay. Celebrate. It's very important. And the final tip that you can do, the final hack, is connected, and it's reward yourself. Because if you manage to link pleasure to pushing through your fear, to being bold, you will do it again. Yeah, you have to reward yourself for acting bravely. So that's it. If I have to sum up real quick, just remember that failure is not a failure, because we cannot expect to succeed on our first try, and life cannot be all successes. Okay. So just remember that it is an undesired result, and that you have the power to change your action and change your results. And most importantly, make failures your friends, because you can learn from them. And actually, it's kind of cliche, but failures are much more important than successes. So if you manage to change your point of view about failure, it will be much easier to accomplish anything. Okay, I really hoped you got some value from this video, and as usual, if you liked it, let me know in the comments, or hit the like button, or subscribe to my channel. I wish you guys a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.